Is the concept of burn-in actually bullshit? Let's talk. Greetings, friendo, and welcome aboard. Stuart Charles here, HomeStudioBasics.com, helping you make sound decisions leading to a beautiful audio experience that will make you fall in love with music, not gear, all over again. So, burn-in has been a hot topic as of late, and for what seems like forever. But is there any truth to it? Is it a convenient way for audiophiles to justify listening to bad headphones? I wrote about burn-in around 2017, but it wasn't until recently that I received a comment from my blog did I reconsider what it actually entails. Again, let's take a gander. From David, burn-in/break-in on headphones that results in a measurable difference is likely more related to the pads breaking in/compressing over time or the headband loosening up. If you think about the driver breaking in, that's incredibly unlikely to be the case if you think about just how fast these drivers are vibrating to produce sound. If the material is stretching, loosening up, or however you want to describe it, it'd probably happen within the first few minutes of playing any sound. And why are reports of headphone driver burn-in almost unanimously considered to be positive? Why do reports state that it happened over a set period of time and then stopped? Any notion of the headphone driver physically burning in or breaking in is nonsense. Like you said, it's mostly in people's heads. Any physical, measurable changes happen to the pad/headband because we do know that they change over time. Clamping force can have an impact on sound. Just look at the theory that the KSC75 and PortaPro actually measure and sound very similar if the clamping force is the same, i.e. putting the KSC75 drivers on the PortaPro's headband. Unquote. He brings up some great points. What is it exactly that burns in? Well, nothing really aside from you. The HG600 video that I made a while back just about cemented my personal belief that it's 98% in your head. Because let's be honest, what actually changed inside of the headphones? Very little to nothing at all. When we say the headphones opened up, or the treble became less sibilant over time, or the sound signature, quote, mellowed out, what we're really saying is that our brains became acclimated to the new stimulus and nothing more. In other words, we get used to it. This has happened to me countless times listening to music over hundreds of hours, and it's what makes the most sense, from the HG600's closed-in, somewhat claustrophobic sound coming from more open headphones to the Davis somewhat essy and sibilant treble coming from somewhat darker headphones, to the K702 sometimes sounding a bit too wide coming from more natural sounding soundstage, to anything in between. There will always be caveats to headphones and very few are going to sound perfect. The Utopia, in my opinion, is one of those lone exceptions. It's important to keep in mind that aside from EQ, the sound signature of headphones does not change. And even if somehow the driver burned in, as David said, it would likely happen immediately. So the measurements that Tile compared between burned in headphones versus ones that weren't burned in, a Q701 in his example, while accurate from a graphical standpoint and totally fine, still likely only indicate that it was the pads that changed, or something else physical, i.e. wearing the headphones for long periods of time causes them to transition and evolve into something different. In other words, pads do flatten out and wear down over time, and thus should be replaced every so often depending on usage. So yes, I believe that burn-in is mostly bullshit and a way for people to justify their preferred sound signatures and or prop up their favorite products. Whenever someone says, quote, it doesn't sound great until after the 200-hour mark or something similar, take it with a gigantic grain of salt because those people are likely beginners in the hobby. For more on this discussion and its implications on perceived sound, click the video to my right. I'll see you over there.